Hello everyone, and welcome back to TV Day's Drama Digest. Today, we're diving deep into one of the most intriguing and unpredictable characters on Days of Our Lives, Sloan Peterson. Fans have been speculating about the possibility of her return to Salem, especially considering the dramatic and unresolved storylines she left behind. Could Sloan be back to get revenge on E.J. DiMera, or could she have a redemption arc? Let's explore the possibilities for Sloan's return and what it could mean for the future of Salem's most complex characters. Sloan's controversial past. A brief recap: when Sloan Peterson first arrived in Salem, she quickly made a name for herself as a brilliant but morally ambiguous lawyer. Her actions were often controversial, making her both a force to be reckoned with and someone who constantly played in the gray areas of legality and ethics. Throughout her time on Days of Our Lives, Sloan became deeply involved with several high-profile characters, including Eric Brady, Nicole Walker, and E.J. DiMera. While her intentions were often shrouded in mystery, there was no doubt that Sloan was a force of nature in Salem's legal world. One of the key moments in Sloan's storyline came when she was embroiled in the return of Nicole and Eric's daughter, Holly. Sloan found herself caught in the middle of this emotionally charged situation, where lies and deceit were prevalent. However, as the walls began to close in on her, Sloan didn't wait for the inevitable downfall. Instead, she made a swift decision to disappear from Salem, ensuring that she wouldn't be caught for her involvement in the tangled web of secrets. EJ's deal. The price of Sloan's disappearance. Sloan's departure was not a spontaneous decision. It was the result of a deal made with none other than E.J. DiMera. Always the calculating and pragmatic businessman, E.J. saw an opportunity to rid himself of a potential problem in Sloan. He struck a deal with her, offering a substantial sum of money to ensure that Sloan would disappear from Salem for good. The deal was simple. In exchange for financial compensation, Sloan would leave and never return. For EJ, this was just another calculated move in his ongoing efforts to maintain control over his family's affairs. But for Sloan, it was a bittersweet parting. On one hand, she was able to escape the immediate consequences of her actions, but on the other, she was forced to sever ties with Salem and her own complicated relationships. As we now know, EJ's plan worked, and Sloan disappeared from Salem, leaving fans with more questions than answers. Could Sloan be back to take revenge on EJ? While Sloan's disappearance seemed like the end of her storyline, many fans have been speculating about her possible return. After all, Days of Our Lives is never short on surprises, and there's always a chance that characters like Sloan, who have left Salem under mysterious circumstances, could return with a vengeance. If Sloan were to come back, her motivations would undoubtedly be complex and layered. One compelling reason for Sloan's return could be revenge on E.J. DiMera. If we think about it, Sloan was effectively silenced by E.J.'s money and his manipulation, and that's something she may never forgive. Given Sloan's fierce independence and her tendency to play hardball, it's easy to imagine her coming back to Salem with a plan to settle the score with E.J. Sloan has always been driven by a need to control her destiny, and if E.J. took that away from her, it would make sense for her to want to make him pay. She might return to Salem not just to confront E.J. about his manipulation, but to expose him for his role in her forced departure. The emotional stakes would be high, and fans could expect a dramatic showdown between these two characters. Whether Sloan would choose to sabotage E.J.'s empire or expose his secrets to the world, her return could lead to some of the most intense and explosive drama in Days of Our Lives history. Furthermore, if Sloan returns with revenge on her mind, it could lead to a dangerous game of cat and mouse between her and E.J., with alliances shifting and power plays unfolding. The chemistry and history between these two characters would make for an electrifying dynamic, with plenty of drama to keep viewers on the edge of their seats. Could Sloan be back for redemption? While the idea of Sloan returning for revenge is certainly enticing, another possible angle is the redemption arc Days of Our Lives has a long history of characters making dramatic comebacks with new motivations, seeking to make amends for their past actions. Could Sloan be one of those characters? If Sloan were to return to Salem seeking redemption, it could lead to a powerful storyline of personal growth and change. After all, Sloan's time away from Salem might have given her the chance to reflect on her past decisions, and perhaps she's realized the consequences of her actions. It's possible that her return could be driven by a desire to right the wrongs she committed in her earlier days. A redemption arc for Sloan could involve her returning to Salem to help those she once wronged, perhaps offering legal counsel to Nicole and Eric, or even helping to mend her relationships with others in Salem. She could find herself trying to rebuild the trust she lost when she was initially driven by selfish motives, and she could slowly become an integral part of the community again. This type of return could open up many opportunities for Sloan to interact with the other characters in meaningful ways. She might forge new alliances or even become a source of guidance for younger characters who are struggling with their own dilemmas. Whether she's working to restore her reputation or seeking closure for her past, a redemption arc for Sloan would be just as emotionally impactful as a revenge-driven return. Rachel's involvement. Could Sloan be protecting her daughter? There's another intriguing possibility to consider when thinking about Sloan's return: her daughter, Rachel. We know that Sloan has always been protective of her daughter, and this could be a motivating factor for her return. If Sloan is truly looking to make a comeback, could she be doing so in order to protect Rachel from the dangers that EJ and his empire might pose? Perhaps Sloan's return could involve her trying to shield Rachel from the fallout of EJ's actions or from the consequences of his manipulative dealings. This could add another layer of complexity to Sloan's motivations as she balances her desire for revenge against her love and protection for her daughter. The dynamic between Sloan, Rachel, and EJ would be fascinating to explore, especially if Sloan is forced to choose between her need for retribution and her commitment to protecting Rachel. The possibility of Sloan's return, is it likely? So, is Sloan's return to Days of Our Lives in the cards? While there's no official confirmation yet, the door is definitely open for her to come back. The writers of Days of Our Lives have a long history of bringing back characters who have left under mysterious or dramatic circumstances, and Sloan's storyline is no exception. Whether it's for revenge, redemption, or to protect her family, there are plenty of compelling reasons for Sloan to make a dramatic return to Salem. With the character's complex past, her strong personality, and the unresolved issues with EJ, her return could bring fresh drama and new dynamics to the show. Fans have already expressed their interest in seeing more of Sloan, and if the writers choose to bring her back, it could lead to some of the most explosive and emotionally charged storylines in Days of Our Lives history. Conclusion: what's next for Sloan? In conclusion, Sloan's potential return to Days of Our Lives is filled with exciting possibilities. Whether she comes back for revenge, redemption, or to protect her daughter, Sloan's character brings a level of intrigue and intensity that fans have always loved. Her past with EJ, her complicated relationships, and her moral ambiguity make her a perfect character to shake things up in Salem. As we await any official announcements about Sloan's return, fans will undoubtedly continue to speculate on what her next move might be. Will she be a force for good, a vengeful enemy, or something in between? Only time will tell, but one thing's for sure: if Sloan returns, it will be with a bang. We hope you enjoyed it and look forward to sharing more with you in the future. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe TV Days Drama Digest for more updates on Days of Our Lives.